Hello. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel. It's Wednesday, November 26th. Already. Hey. Well, thanks for being here, everybody. I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle these cards up and connect with Spirit. Let Spirit connect with me and all of those messages that I have received throughout the day. It's only early afternoon. Got off work early, which is kind of nice. Got my fire going. Holy Spirit, Divine Spirit, what's the storyline for the collective, please? Where are we at currently? Now, so there are significant changes happening. There's some folks that are exiting and some folks that are, so we've got exit, we've got ascension, and we've got descension. And so I think those are probably the three braids of the rope that's coming undone this time, right? So what I heard just before I sat down to do this reading was a loophole. So somebody is like being evicted, or they received some kind of judgment that they're not happy about. They're looking for a loophole. There is a new magistrate. Divine Feminine has Rainbow Covenant with the Most High God, and they are making changes, adding things, subtracting things, and they are offering clemency to those people who had been driven into a certain circumstance of failure. So it's interesting what's happening now. And we've got some folks out there that are real mad that their prisoners are being freed, and they're looking for a loophole. So, oh, well, we got justice on the bottom of the deck. Justice is happening very quickly, and then we've got inheritance. So, yeah. Alrighty then. In the central energy, what do we got? Please, Spirit. 5 of Cups. Somebody is sad. They're in regret. Disappointed. In the challenge position. The World. Completion of a cycle. So the world has turned. We're entering a new cycle, planetary, like the whole world is entering into this new phase. Potentialities, and there are already death threats. Already. It's like there are some of these leaders out there that have vowed that this new leader that's coming up will be permitted. They'll allow her to establish herself, and then their plan is to flip and copycat her. This is a female talking. So there's a female out there who's working with a masculine, and she's telling him that this is just temporary. In the subconscious, we've got 5 of Wands. So somebody's in regret about this competition, so-called competition, this aggression towards you. It's a completion of a cycle. They're challenged because it's over. It's over now. You know, the new cycle is beginning, and we got a lot of plans for a total destruction for a woman. And there are lots of men wanting to do this, and they have women ready to assist. In the recent past, 6 of Wands. So you're victorious. Whatever you did, it's victorious. It's a public recognized triumph over somebody who was trying to beat you over the head with a stick and take your life and your opportunity to live and be what it is you're meant to be. Intentions and expectations. Hierophant. Hierophant. So you could have elevated into a status of guide or counselor. Most High God may be putting you in this position, elevating you in this position because you're moral, you're ethical. You're all about, you're not about beating somebody over the head and trying to destroy their lives so that you can get ahead. We've got Queen of Pentacles here. Queen of Pentacles. There could be a new business. She's providing financially. The lens that's being looked through is the King of Cups. In the environment, Three of Pentacles. And then, so here we've got this card right here. 3 of Pentacles, 8 of Cups. Failed attempts. Hopes and fears. Queen of Cups. And the outgoing energy. Two of Swords. Well, I don't know. We're gonna... Didn't really come out, did it? So, outgoing energy, please, Spirit, Holy Spirit. Ace of Swords. So, there's the truth. You've established truth. The truth has set you free. The lens is being looked through. You've got Divine Masculine here. The love of Divine Masculine, King of Cups, and hopes and fears. He's hoping for a Queen of Cups. Take it as it resonates. We've got Emperor on the bottom of the deck. Is celebrating the new beginning. Whoops. The other day, these ones are talking about, they're complaining about diplomacy. Apparently, this person who is being elevated, they're concerned. You know, they've called this person a peasant. They've called this person ignorant. They've called this person so many foul things. These men and their puppets. They did not want this Queen of Pentacles or the Queen of Cups to have anything at all. They wanted them to continue being the carpet under their feet. But God stepped in and said, no, we're done. We're done with that. So we got 5 of Cups. Somebody's in regret. Challenges. They're having challenges. You're worthy. Whatever it is that you're elevating into, you're worthy. And you've got all these brutalizing masculines and their feminine counterparts who are trying to convince everyone in the world that you just don't deserve the reward for graduating at the top of your class, an impossible life path, while surpassing some of the world records that these other ones have held. And they're like, no, you're a woman, you know, or this is about the divine feminine and these masculines who have been, you know, controlling the womb of power for centuries. They're sad because it's over. This is a completion. This could be worldwide. It's over. And you will be traveling soon. You could be moving on. You're moving on. And this to me is more like what I've mentioned before, like the ascension, like you're being elevated, you're being raised up, like God resurrected you and then led you back into an ascension. And it seems to me that the collective mental field is being reestablished or sealed up or protected from these intruders who had been kind of dominating the mindscape of humanity for a long time. With this aggression, all kinds of aggression. They wanted to destroy the minds of the people and then say that they're no better than animals, you know, they're unintelligent. You know, they really wanted to drive it home that God's creation was filth and, you know, perversion and low vibrational carpet material. But the ones speaking these things are the ones that are those things because it's coming out of them, right? And they're projecting it onto other people. So the source of this stuff being spoken is inside of the speaker. It's wild. And it's the truth is the truth, right? The truth is the truth, but this kind of stuff, that's not truth. That's just brutality. That's brutality against a King of Cups, Queen of Cups, over the pentacles that God has given them, the reward, the new cycle, the new chapter. You're going to get a life of luxury, or you're being elevated up into a reward, a better, more improved life, a more stable life. And these people are mad because they were fighting you for it. They wanted you down under their feet. And we got an Emperor here and the Hierophant, and these ones are in regret. They're in regret over this aggression. Spy. You did your research. It was seen. Everything was seen. There could have been a mole or a plant or a witness. Maybe you were doing your research while you were embedded as a victim in certain circumstances. Perhaps you were just really there to gather, you know, information that you would not be able to gather unless you were on the inside. You know, and they don't typically think of victims as anybody who's going to come back and bite them. But when God lifted you back up, resurrected you and lifted you back up out of that, It's like, whoa, okay, now what? Victory, triumph, celebration, woo, and it's public recognition. This isn't a silent victory. We've got, they'll be back. So your victory gained you vindication. You are vindicated. You get to go home. You get to go back home. Or you are elevated into the position that they dispatched you from because they spun a lie, a web of lies, and then planted whatever evidence everywhere. We got the Hierophant is here. Expect to hear from them soon. Got the Hierophant, which could be the Most High God. Take it as it resonates. It could just be some, oh, and they're not. Look, so he's all there. This Hierophant is all about tradition and not the triangular vanity pleasure trap, right? For profit. The Hierophant's not all about that. It's like nasty. We got Queen of Pentacles there is practical and business oriented. They're supporting others financially. They could be offering some kind of security. Stability. Maybe even a job. Date night. Date night. Queen of Pentacles might be going on date night. Get ready to be wined and dined. God isn't letting in any triangular third-party traps. King of Cups is here. A true divine masculine. And luck is on your side. Three of Pentacles. This team that has been working is disappointed. Whatever they were trying to do is a failed attempt. It's like they were trying to keep divine masculine, the love of divine masculine, away from the love of the divine feminine. Micro, macro, and this is a general read, so please just know that it may not pertain to you, but I'm looking at the planetary thing in general regarding the masculine, feminine, and leadership and all of that good stuff. So it's kind of like the bigger picture kind of stuff. So you've got all these factors out there warring for dominance, right? Over the world. But the Hierophant's already figured that out, and the Emperor is here as well. This is King of Cups, Queen of Cups coming together with the Ace of Swords. Truth? Absolutely. They might be coming together soon. Queen of Pentacles, who is head of security, or she could be a mother-in-law. She might be in charge of making sure that nobody fools around with that. We've got Spy. So they could be chaperoning the energy. This could be your future mother-in-law or your mother in spirit or in the 3D. Take it as it resonates. Three of Pentacles. So this team that was working together, these apprentices, they're disappointed. They're getting divorced they're divorced out of your energy. They're experiencing a breakup. So they're getting divorced out of the love, out of the energy of the love between divine feminine and King of Cups. Honeymoon. Honeymoon. You're getting a new beginning, and it's based in truth. And you know, I really love sitting down because sometimes, you know, the information or the energy that I pick up on, it's really depressed, you know, it's upsetting because everything's coming apart. And sometimes, you know, as an empath, I really feel deeply that energy. And so in order to kind of put where am I in all this, right? Okay, I gotta kind of put myself wherever it is I belong. And it's like, okay, well, I'm good because this is just the outward energy. Most likely, these people that are in a 5 of Cups, 5 of Wands, 3 of Pentacles, 8 of Cups. The truth is out. Ace of Swords. One cycle begins and a new one, one cycle ends and a new one begins, based in truth, So the Hierophant, the Emperor, and the Divine Masculine, they're out there doing their research, they're verifying their research, they're making sure that it's fair. It's just simple, keep it simple. The rule of KISS, golden rule, do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. And it's unfortunate that a lot of people think that isn't a rule, and it just is, and it's sad, but that's the way that goes. We've got a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, changing residence. They're moving. You could be moving in with your partner. Communicate, commitment. Okay, look, we've got compromise, forgive, work it out. Things are getting serious. This is a liar doing a love spell. The answer is no. They're going back. So they're doing things with pets. This is a triangular vanity trap trying to attach themselves to your energy, and they want you to open your heart. Okay, man, we got earth sign, air sign. So you got a couple of bros out there, or whatever that means for you, taking a gamble. This gold digger is taking a gamble, trying to get into your energy. So just wait for intimacy, okay? Give it time. Use your intuition. Pay attention to the red flags. You don't need any health issues downloaded into your vessel by a narcissist. Okay? They might try to tell you exactly what you want to hear in order to get you to open up your vessel to them and your energy. So just be careful. For sure. We do have date night here, but it's like Queen of Pentacles. That's the mother figure. That's she's supportive, she's kind of guiding things. Five of Cups in regret. Somebody's having challenges that you're not grieving. That things are working out the way that you had imagined. So they're having challenges. They are in regret and sad because you're not grieving. They're challenged because this is a completion for the world's cycle, and you will be traveling soon. They could be, yeah, you're not grieving and you're leaving. Needs. They weren't meeting your needs. Their needs aren't going to be met. So you're leaving, which means their needs aren't going to be met. They treated you like shit. And then they decided, oh, you're going to have to stay here and do as I say, missy. And you're like, oh, no, I'm not. I'm out of here. They were hitting you over the head with that 5 of Wands, that stick. They wanted you to bow. You did your research. This could be a spy. We've got weed seed. Not willing to settle down or be responsible. The research says that they weren't willing to settle down or be responsible. They just wanted to bring chaos to your life and compete for your opportunity to live your life. They wanted to kick you out of your shoes and your house and just step right in and be you. 6 of Wands, a victory. It's a public recognition here. They'll be back. It could be that somebody's going back into a rabbit hole because of all the crazy drama they brought here. The Hierophant is here, and we've got someone else or third-party triangular situations in the reverse. He's not allowing that. They're going to go deal with that crazy drama that they made everybody deal with while they were so freaking happy, romping around during wedding season and such. Crushed. They're crushed. We're not doing this. The Hierophant says no. We're going into a more traditional kind of thing, and they're crushed. They're hurting emotionally. Their cup is empty. They can't fill their cup. It's like these two. It's like, why don't you just go fill your cup? Why do you have to tie in and rope in other people to drain them of what they're working on? I don't understand. There's 2 of them. Why don't they just go do the work? Queen of Pentacles is here. She's offering security for date night, or maybe she's getting ready to be wined and dined. We've got flighty. Somebody's having anxiety because she's overseeing date night. She could be looking at people like she's making sure that nobody comes in and messes around with this King of Cups, Queen of Cups. King of Cups, luck is on your side. Conquest, just another notch in the headboard. Well, actions speak the loudest. This says, is this just another notch in the headboard or the real deal? Actions speak loudest. Luck is on your side. The Three of Pentacles, Power of Three or whatever, they failed in their attempts, and they're outcast. They're getting divorced out of your energy, experiencing a breakup. They're reaching out, trying to connect, but love is eluding them. Queen of Cups is here, emotionally mature, and she's got a new phase coming up. We've got drowning, a honeymoon, and people are going under. She's got a new beginning here, and somebody's going under because of it. They're trying to reconnect, but the truth has been revealed here, and you've successfully completed this cycle. Could be that this new, the old cycle ended on truth, and the new cycle is beginning with truth. Nothing but truth. And we've got burned. You've been hurt before, so it's hard for you to trust. Let someone in and love again. Escape. Love is an emotional escape for you. Be sure you are getting involved for the right reasons. We've got somebody tangled up in a web that they spun while neglecting others. A web of neglect. They weren't telling the whole truth about anybody. They were lying about people, trying to destroy their world. And now they want forgiveness for being childish and breaking promises and doing their best to shatter your soul. They made life very hard for you. They didn't see. They couldn't see clearly. Or maybe they just chose not to. These are dark energies playing games. And everything they built on you, on these many flames while leaving them alone, is crumbling out of there. And they're leaving. They're leaving with an empty cup because they have lost. They have lost you, and they have lost everything by being tempted by the snake, by the devil. You're being very aggressive, or it appears as though you are, but you're just protecting yourself and your exit. You're leaving, and you're gonna have your love, whether these REPists, homies, want you to or not. And they're left in pieces in the distance. Because you deserve love, and everything they built on your energy as a lie, as an illusion, as some kind of scam is ending. Your struggle is ending. You're tired of these ones. They've been feeding on you, and they're guilty of feeding on you and making life hard for you. You're the diamond. You're the prize. You're the freaking prize. And they treated you like you were a dog turd. They were like little flies all over that dog turd, and so low vibrational. You know, you're here like upper dimensional being, bling, shining brightly, and they're like, ew, 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 bzzz. But you're not crab. You know, it's somebody, actually, I heard an invisible masculine say that, oh, feminine was like sugar and barf. It's like they really liked it, but they wanted to throw up at the same time. It's like they don't have the stomach or the ability to manage being in the presence of some of you folks out there. So what they got to do is they got to hurt you, burn you, do whatever they got to do to break your heart and get you into this lower vibrational energy so that they can stomach you, right? While they're abusing you. Freaking. So you're not grieving. We've got observation here. They might be being watched. They're sad because of these challenges. You're not grieving and you're watching. You could be watching them, or maybe they're watching. This spider who's spinning these webs is being watched. The whole thing. The world card. Completion of a cycle for the whole world. This is like the macro end of a cycle. You're traveling soon. We've got needs and illusions. Somebody was casting mirror magic, leaving you in the dark, ignoring you and neglecting you while siphoning all of the light out of you, and then casting the illusion that they were it. They never were. They just wanted to tap into your energy so that they could use it in their magic. That's all anybody is to these people. Energy so that they can fuel their magic in order to try and dominate the world. It's a freaking proxy war that people, the civilians, suffer for, because unknowingly, the majority of them are unknowingly being siphoned of their energy, and then their energy signature, their soul signature, is being used in these magic tricks, right? So their soul signature, their energy signature is being harvested and utilized by these ones in the shadows to do magic tricks and steal from people, hurt people, and then they blame the person that they harvested from. It's so shady. Slim shady. 5 of Wands, chaos. You did your research. You see very well that they weren't ready to settle down. They weren't even willing. They just wanted to get into the energy, use it to cast magical illusions, and then beat you over the head with their stick so you could just fall down on the ground and be a carpet for them to walk on. Warning. They may have received a warning that they're being watched. Big Bird is watching them. The little spider that's weaving the webs of destiny for others is being watched by the Big Bird. And they love you. You're connected. Going in a new direction. Going in a new direction because you exposed everything. You have grown so well. You elevated up so high. You exposed all of the trickery. So your heart bond love is going in a new direction. You have elevated, exposed all the trickery, and now we're into a new cycle. You exposed all the trickery regarding this team of mimickers, actors and actresses, and their curious nature about astral projecting and remote viewing and tampering in people's energy as they're alone in their house. You got crowds of unseen people coming in to harvest and have a great time, play in your house and give you a reason to survive with this communication, this massive mental effery, this negative influence telling you to do negative things, go out and defile yourself, go out and be a nuisance in the world. They were doing that. You survived it. You survived all of that communication trying to dominate you with negative influence. From a distance, they were fighting with you, these night creatures, and you may not even know how. I mean, an anomaly, because this is you. And you were the golden nugget in that little jar, and you were collecting all the information you needed by presenting yourself as a vulnerable one, right? But everything's falling off of you now because God has retrieved you. Yeah. These ones are offering resistance with the displacement. They're leaving. They got to leave and they're upset. Boy, I really went off on a tangent with that one, didn't I? So you got a 6 of Wands victory here. You've triumphed over this mess. And we've got they'll be back in the rabbit hole. It's like they're going back in the rabbit hole. These third-party triangular abusers that were committed to an empty nest are going back in the rabbit hole that they crawled out of. The Hierophant is here saying we're not dealing with these third-party nasty jacks or whatever, and they're crushed. They're hurting emotionally because God doesn't want them, because they're hurt. They're, well, in they're the children, because they're screwing up everybody's life with this stupidity. This commitment to an empty nest. They wanted to exterminate humanity. They have a specific idea of what type of life form can live here in the Garden of Eden. And they decided to try to destroy completely the daughters of Eden by harvesting all of the womb power and then adjusting it, you know, with their stupid genetic mad scientist experiments so that they could claim it for their own. Nasty. They're getting wrath for what they have done to the womb of power. They're getting wrath. God is delivering wrath. Now you've got some folks out there saying, the demons. No, that's God's wrath. Because these people were presenting themselves as holy, a lot of them, and they were using everything in a bad way. Queen of Pentacles is, she is protecting date night, and these ghosts are having anxiety. They don't know what to do because Queen of Pentacles, she's got security. She's got date night. It could be she's going on a date, or it could just be that she has a security. They're guarding it because King of Cups and Queen of Cups is coming together. But we've got, yes, luck is on your side, and it says conquest. Is it the win, the prize? Is it just another notch in the headboard or the real deal? And it says actions speak louder than words. What we got going on right there? Queen of Pentacles is offering security for date night. Ghosts are anxious. Could be having some anxiety or some, you know, you just want to be extra cautious when it comes to walking corpses, you know. Nature in the reverse. Nature in the reverse. Nature in the reverse, number 32. Well, it says that you're long overdue for some outside time. Go for a walk, head to the park or to the beach. And it's in the reverse, so it could mean that you're already doing that. You're already one with nature, or it could be that you're in the city full of concrete buildings. Maybe it isn't your nature for a hit it and quit it conquest. Conquered her, I conquered her. I'll never forget when I heard that fella say that. It was so repulsive. Power of 3 is in an 8 of Cups disappointment. They're getting divorced out of your energy, and yet they're trying to reconnect, but love is eluding them because they're scoundrels. They're getting God's wrath right now. They're crushed. They're being crushed by God's wrath for what they've done here. Dominance. They're getting divorced and they're reaching out trying to connect to you, but love is eluding them because they were trying to dominate them. They know they want to dominate you, or everybody knows that they want to dominate. So the Queen of Cups has got a honeymoon. There's a new beginning. And somebody's drowning. They're going under. What's going on with this? Queen of Cups is getting a new beginning. And somebody's drowning. These people that they're getting cut off. They're cut out of the energy. You know, and the energy was the power that was fueling their illusions, their magic tricks. The womb of power, the divine feminine. community. There's a whole community of people drowning, barely keeping things afloat, because the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups is coming together. It's not this King of Cups nature to hit it and quit it. He's not one of those guys. It's not his nature. Ace of Swords, there's the truth here that's ending the cycle and beginning the cycle. You've been hurt before. It's hard for you to trust. You've been burned, perhaps even. Burned. We've got waterproof in the reverse. Waterproof. New cycle. Burned. This community is drowning. Whatever this is, this burned, this hurt, the truth of what they've done to you in this. Now I heard the divine say that every nasty thing you did to him, it will be done to them. So whoever did this, whatever collective did this kind of thing, these ghosts, every nasty thing they did, the burning alive, the RIPing, the torturous temple shredding, of the flesh and all that, and they can't wash it off. Their new cycle is coming back to them. These scavengers, they're going to be scavengers because you have grown while you were in isolation, while they left you there alone, burying you and laughing at you and from unseen places at your suffering. They thought it was so funny. Their preparations to feed on you has been exposed. Their negative influences have also been exposed, and they're in grief because it's seen that they were self-interested from a distance doing magic over the mental body for everybody in the United States. Now, that was the message I got a few weeks ago. They were doing mental magic on everybody in the United States, dominating them with trickery. You're protected in this battle that's happening right now. The battle that was in the history. So God said the need for vengeance is in the history. So those who were going over and back, broke the over and back rule or whatever, the half court rule or whatever, they were going into the shadow, doing some shady business to hurt somebody, and then they were coming back and doing prayers for protection against those that were trying to hurt them. It was trying to work it. It was a history of double edging everybody. So there is anticipation for a territory to be in upheaval from this upside down perspective. They're in fear. They're afraid because you are free and you're taking your abundance with you. These people were just pretending to be balanced. Now you are balanced and you have a whole team that is, and you are here in the sacred space. There's risk here. Those who brought risk to the sacred space are being released. They're being released because they distract the anomaly, the suns and the stars, those beings with the essence of the sun in them. They distract them with these low vibrational things. They got to go because you're here to play, to be curious, to learn as much as you can about everything. And you've gained insight by making yourself vulnerable here as to everything that was going on. You survived. You resisted. And now you're coming into a heart bond where you will plant your seeds in another space. You have flown above or soared above all of those. You took the high road. You took the high road. Yeah. Going in a new direction. Whew, it's hot, and I just built the fire not too long ago. It's not even warm in here. Woo! Well, that was fun. Okay. Goodness gracious. Whew. Where's all the heat coming from? Love, love, love. Okay. All right. All right. So somebody's in regret. They're really upset because they're having challenges. They got to make a decision to work on inner healing. They could be in regret because you made the decision to work on inner healing, and you aren't grieving. Whatever, all this nasty business that they were trying to lay upon you, you did the inner healing, and so now their stuff isn't sticking to you. You're not grieving, and everything that they're trying to stick you to or get you trapped in these webs, they're being watched. They're being watched. Hello, this bird just might go eat itself a spider. Is what it might do. Warrior. You're not grieving. You don't have any reason there. Yeah. So you could be a warrior that was here to observe what was happening, presenting yourself authentically, vulnerably, taking the big hits to see what was happening to the family, the human family, perhaps. And somebody's challenged. They're in regret because this is the completion of a cycle. You're leaving soon. You're leaving those who left you in the shadows and then took everything that you needed and then casted an illusion trying to be you. Oh, they're getting hit with this warrior right now. Everything they did was seen, and you've turned off the ringer. There's like these mirror magicians or whatever. Like you turned off. They're like they got folks trying to make a call. Hey, come to the party. Do whatever. Nobody's answering the phone anymore. So their needs aren't being met. So you're traveling soon. So whoever this is, their needs aren't going to be met. Whoever did this mirror magic trying to be you, it's over. They might be at a party that wants to do some stuff. I don't know. But it says this, when I look up this card, it says turn the ringer off. Because you got some bad stuff here. So these ones were in chaos. They were in competition. You did your research. These ones, they weren't willing to settle down and be responsible. They're weed seeds. And we've got a warning, Earth. Well, let's see what this is. Okay, we got number 52. There are signs all around you of something less favorable. It's a red flag. There was a warning sent from Earth, perhaps. A warning. Maybe they're getting warned regarding Earth. Regarding Earth. Earth, remember where you came from? Here begins the land of phantoms. Warning, Earth. They're in their subconscious, they're thinking about this competition. You've done your research about these seeds. They were in competition. They're weed seeds. They don't produce anything of benefit. They just wanted to trap the life here and then suck the life out of it. They're being warned. Maybe there was a warning sent up from Earth. Maybe Earth is issuing a warning. Maybe somebody's being warned. You got a victory here. They're going back into the rabbit hole because they were committed to an empty nest, and nature is taking them out. Nature is taking them out. Mother Nature is taking them out. They were warned. They were warned. The Hierophant is here. We got the third party, enemy, triangular relationship, brutality. They're feeling crushed. They're experiencing the wrath of God. Water. They could be experiencing the wrath of whatever this water thing is. Water. An invasive species. So the Hierophant is dealing with these ones. This is an invasive species posing as humans, and their favorite weapon of war is relationship. They're being crushed by the wrath of God, this invasive species. This is an invasive species that came in, and then it's kind of like those, what was that movie? Invasion of the Pod People or something like that. Old movie, where in this old cave or something, there were all these pods, and they had these little aliens in them, and they would come out, but then they would go body snatch. Oh, maybe that Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Is that what it was? That's what it was. Invasion of the Body Snatchers. So we've got an invasive species here that's presenting itself as a human, but they are here to twist everything and to mess everything up. And they don't feel like we do. It's all strategy to try to take over the planet. Yeah. Queen of Pentacles is here. She's offering security for date night, or perhaps date night is being protected from these ghosts, and they're having anxiety. Escape. They're having anxiety. The ghosts might need to escape. They're having anxiety because you have escaped. You have escaped. You have escaped the underground realm. Or these ones are having anxiety because the ghost wanted to escape the underground realm, but they're receiving God's wrath right now because they're an invasive species. Whatever this is, there could be waters of the deep. I don't know how deep. Are there waters real deep? Are there inner earth waters that house an invasive species? I don't know. Did ET or something crash there? I know in some countries they got these neon blue water where like a meteor or something crashed, and they say that it's like a demon crash site or whatever, and it's like neon blue or whatever. Devil's pond or lake or whatever. I don't know. It's like in Saudi Arabia or something, UAE somewhere. Vaguely remember hearing about that. So the Queen of Pentacles is offering security regarding date night, and we've got anxiety from these ghosts because they use date night as an escape route, and God has already said that this is the end of their relationship with batteries. Whatever species this is, they don't have the ability to generate their own energy, so they have to feed on it, and God is mad and upset that they've been feeding on his family. He's kind of tired of it. Devil, freaking devil. And those nuns, we got nun there praying to the devil. We got a nun praying to the devil. King of Cups, luck is on your side. It looks like you may have the real deal here because conquest, hit it and quit it, just another notch on the headboard, isn't in your nature. But we've got devil. Well, we're gonna have to get some stuff going on here because I don't know. King of Cups, yes. Conquest, Nature in the reverse, and devil. We're going to have to get more information. Three of Pentacles. So the power of three, Eight of Cups. They have some failed attempts. They're getting divorced out of your energy. They're trying to reconnect to the love energy to dominate it. Help me, help me. They need to sacrifice you. So they need to dominate you. They need to reach out to love, to dominate it, to sacrifice it. This is what the power of three been doing. And they have a failed attempt here. They're divorced out of your energy. They're not able to pull it off. They're trying to sacrifice you, but it's not working. Queen of Cups is getting a new beginning, or there could be a honeymoon. We've got drowning in the community. Somebody's going under in the community. There could be a whole community going under. What's going on? They're barely keeping float. A whole community of genetic experiments posing as humans are going under. They're drowning. They're drowning. And we've got the water there too. So there's wrath of the Hierophant is like crushing this invasive species. In the water. Invasive species in the water. And they're drowning. They're going under this community of hybrids. Pet Cemetary. These are what? Walking pet cemetery. This is, they're in grief. What's going on? In their dreams? They're afraid to go to sleep. They're having grief in their dreams. Pet cemetery. Did they genetically splice themselves with mummies? Ooh, I heard them talking about that the other day. About mummified remains. Are they genetically altering themselves with the DNA of mummified remains, trying to tap into that genetic or spiritual inheritance and powers and gifts? Is that what they're doing? But in order to be able to get their magic to work, they had to harvest the energy off the living in order to gain power. Wow. Because they're actually like walking corpses or something? I don't know. This is strange. We've got Ace of Swords here. So the truth ends the cycle and the truth begins the cycle. We've got burned. Burned and waterproof. Somebody's getting burned. They've hurt you. Whoever hurt you is getting burned. And we've got waterproof in the reverse. They can't put it out. So they're getting burned. It's like, and they're not waterproof. Maybe your waterproof, maybe your fire is getting put out. We got the dance here. Dance. What's going on? Dance. Broken minds. A coven of sadists. Broken minds. A coven of sadists. They're not protected. They're not protected from the pain that they've caused you in this new cycle. So, a coven of, what was that? A coven of a coven of sadists, broken minds. They're not waterproof to the pain they've caused you. They might be feeling it. A coven of sadists with broken minds are not waterproof to the pain they've caused you. They might be trying to do the dance. They're in grief. Pet cemetery. They might be in grief, like the pets that they have sacrificed in the past may be coming at them in their dreams. We've got something, this ice card. We've got ice. Let me just pull this up. It's weird and it's pissed off, whatever it is. Harsh circumstances. Harsh circumstances. They're in grief. In their dreams, something is pissed off. We've got the dance. Coven of sadists. Broken minds. Their minds are breaking. This coven of sadists, they have broken minds or their minds are breaking. They're not waterproof from this fire. Like it's not rolling off of them. They're in grief. The pet cemetery attacking them in their dreams. Oh, they're pissed off. Yeah. The little baby animals. Interesting. An invasive species. It's an invasive species. It's not even the same species. So they're running around out there portraying themselves as humans that are broken and just tearing themselves up, you know, hacking themselves, mutilating themselves, doing drugs. They're setting a really bad example, this invasive species. They were presenting themselves, and then I think they planted themselves into these institutions and then taught the humanity how to behave this way. They were trying to drive it into the minds, into the mental bodies, that this was the way to go. God's mad. They're in regret. You did the inner healing, so you're not grieving. You don't have anything to grieve. You did the inner healing, and now we've got a big bird watching this spider trying to weave that web, and they're getting hit by this warrior. Everything was seen. You don't have anything to grieve about. Big bird is hitting them with the warrior button. Look, we've got values. Their values were all about money. The differences are just too great between whatever invasive species this is and humanity. This is the completion of the cycle for the whole world. It's like whatever this invasive species is, it's going to be wiped off the planet. It's like being removed from the earth. At least that's the messages that I've been getting over the last 3 days. You're traveling soon, or they are traveling soon, because they were not meeting your needs. They took everything from you and casted this mirror magic. So you've turned your ringer off. It's like nobody's talking to these people anymore. They're calling, help, help, and you're not answering the phone. 5 of Wands, you know, they were competing. But it was no competition because they had to steal your energy in order to attack you. Get it? And they required a relationship in order to get into the energy and then attack you. And then they would spin these stories that it was the third party or somebody else. There's Joe Lazia over there attacking you. No, no, no. This is that invasive species getting in. And then their favorite weapon of war is relationship. That's what they recently said. This is their most commonly used method of war, is relationship. They get in and then they tear up people. They get in and then they start using their energy to do magic to hurt them. And then they blame somebody else, and then they get them to try to hurt that somebody else who is most likely their true partner. See what I'm saying? A bad, bad mess. But now Queen of Cups and King of Cups are actually coming together. But I don't know. We got to get some clarification on that because we got the devil right over there. So competition, you did your research. You came in and you took the hits to the head. You're like, boom, boom, boom. But your light never went out. You just saw that these ones weren't willing to settle down. They made vows, they made promises, and they broke them every time. They made treaties, they made contracts, and they never honored one. So we've got warning on Earth. Unfinished business. These guys were warned. You've got a triumphant victory here. You're successful, and they're going back into their rabbit hole of crazy drama because they were committed to an empty nest. They did not want to elevate their lineage. They didn't want to improve their lineage by mating, by creating new life within the womb of you. They just wanted to suck the life out of you and then feed it to their children or whatever. Now Mother Nature is pecking them. All the little birds, look, nature, everything was seen. They're coming up. All this invasive species, Mother Nature and all of her family is coming up, pecking at them. Peck, 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 peck. A Hierophant is here, and these triangular relationship third wheel enemies are feeling crushed by the wrath of God. This invasive species. So we've got disagreements. So they're trying to say they didn't neglect you. Isn't that funny? It's right here. Or maybe they're trying to say, you should understand how I feel. I don't deserve to be neglected. That might be what they're saying. They're getting wrath. It's whatever they did to you is going to happen to them. And the most amazing thing is that the divine sounds like a normal freaking person, except when they turn on the scary stuff, you know, the big booming, you know, rumble through your soul stuff. So they're in disagreement. They don't feel they should deserve to be neglected. They don't feel that they neglected you. Queen of Pentacles is protecting date night. These ghosts are having anxiety because they want to escape. Unexpected outcome. Maybe they're having anxiety because you escaped. King of Cups is here. Yes, luck is on your side. We've got Conquest, just another notch in the headboard, or the real deal. Actions speak louder than words. But we've got Nature in the reverse and Devil. The Devil missed their opportunity because hit it and quit it, just another notch in the headboard, isn't part of your nature. King of Cups. Luck is on your side because hit it and quit it isn't part of your nature. Therefore, this Devil missed their opportunity. Yay! Excellent news. Excellent news. I was waiting for that to make itself clear. So it's not your nature to hit it and quit it. This Devil lost their opportunity with you because you didn't decide to pour your life into creating misery. No, you remained loving. That's wonderful. So you have a 3 of Pentacles here who are in an 8 of Cups disappointment because they got cut out of your energy. They're reaching out, trying to connect. It could be that they're being dominated and they want you to help them, or they want to dominate you and sacrifice you to this black hole soul thing. What's going on with this? Reciprocity. Reciprocity. It's happening to them. What they did to you and others is happening to them. They're getting dominated by those who are they're getting sacrificed. They're getting sacrificed because they sacrificed others. Queen of Cups is getting a honeymoon, a new beginning. And there's a lot of drowning. There's a community here that's going under, a community of hybrids. The truth is revealed. They're like intelligent animals. A community of intelligent animals. The truth is revealed. Ace of Swords. Closes out the old cycle, begins the new cycle. We've got burned, burned, burned. Waterproof is in the reverse. Like it's hitting them hard. Whatever they've done to you is hitting them hard. Broken minds. Coven of sadists. Doing the dance. They want to mend the connection. They're in grief. They don't know what to do. They're overwhelmed. This is a passion project, a player. This runner that was running away doesn't want to run away anymore. The third parties are feeling damaged. They're getting attached. They can't come into your space. They might be feeling alone. And it's too late for them to take any action against what's happening here. They made mistakes and they sabotaged themselves by coming for you. And now they want forgiveness for the habitual patterns that they just refuse to change. And you have an understanding of what they refuse to change. And they're guilty. They're guilty. They were daydreaming of having your soul tie, and they are unworthy of a new chapter for responsible, loving, loyal families, because they lied and they did not appreciate the beauty that you offered them in the previous cycle. So you're getting reunited here, and they're confused and broken because they could not separate you from that love. They really wanted to keep you two apart. It didn't work out. We've got King of Cups right here. The lens is being looked through, and the Queen of Cups right there. This is sweet. What's going on? King of Cups, luck is on your side, because just another notch in the headboard is not in your nature. So the devil missed their opportunity to chow on your energy and on your essence, on your sexual fluids and whatnot. God's wrath. This should be pretty well cleared out by spring. And that day when you see violet skies and it's really intense, and it's like right here, you know, not just off in the distance, but when it's all like right here. That's the healing light. And I had a vision a couple years ago about that. So somebody's going to regret, because you did the work, you healed, you did the inner healing, you did your shadow work, and you have nothing to grieve. They can't poke your traumas. They can't poke your triggers. And each time they do, you recognize it for what it is, and you just transmute it. So they're being watched, trying to spin this web around you by this big bird. And it's a warrior. And this warrior is coming in like, hey, our values are just too different. You need to you need to go away. Leave her alone. Leave him alone. Their disappointment, they're lifeless. They're lifeless because they can't tap your energy. That's the end of that cycle. God said that this is the end of their relationship with batteries. This is the end of them feeding on humanity and leaving them in the dark with nothing while they cast mirror magic illusions. Nobody's talking to this egotistical person anymore. This is the completion of the cycle, and you're going to be leaving. Because they took everything from you and casted mirror magic. This is an illusionist. This is an illusionist. They're calling, they're like, hey, but nobody's taking the call. They turned their ringer off because they know that this person isn't the real deal. They're a liar. So they might be calling, they might be trying to call for help. They're challenged because the one that they did mirror magic on was a good moral human with a lot of merit. And this prideful, egotistical person thought they were going to be that. They thought they were going to be that. You're moral. You got this moral, ethical things about you. God knows who you are. And they've been in here whacking you in the head with this 5 of Wands. You did your research. You took every blow like a champ. And you saw that they weren't willing to settle down and be responsible. You tried to help them. You tried to contract with them. You tried to build with them. And all they kept doing was smacking you down, trying to make you stop believing in love, stop believing in yourself or your value. They wanted to tear you down. See, these ones are from the underground, and they wanted you to switch places. They've been doing genetic experiments on people to turn people into like more animal-like, to where they could drive them into some freaking, riot, these riots, these physical fights and all of that. So they did chemical poisoning and toxicity into the temple, trying to affect the mind so that it could be more easily driven by their magic and their technology. You've got a reward here. So there's unfinished business here. There's a warning for Earth. Perhaps you coming here and exposing yourself to this terrible mess. You sent out a warning for Earth. We got unfinished business here. You're getting a reward for your services here. They left you alone. They're going to leave you alone now. Victory and triumph. They're going back into that rabbit hole that they came out of because they were committed to an empty nest. Mother Nature is kicking their ass. They fell into a trap. They're trapped. Mother Nature has them. Mother Nature has them. They have lost. The Hierophant is here, and this is an invasive species. Whatever these triangle people were, it's an invasive species. It's of the water. Some kind of hybrid. Receiving they're being crushed by the wrath of God. This invasive species is being crushed by the wrath of God. Or maybe maybe these people that were working for them are being crushed by the invasive species. They're puppets. Maybe their puppets are getting crushed. Either way, they're protesting. They don't want to be neglected. They're in disagreement. They don't think they should receive this wrath. It's an invasive species. They believe they have every right to harvest you. They feel they're superior. Queen of Pentacles is there's a security or there's date night here. I think she's offering security for these new connections, or at least this one. It could be a mother-in-law, a protectress, somebody who cares very much about the future of this particular family. We got some anxiety in the ghosts. They have, these ghosts are having anxiety. You escaped. You escaped. It was an unexpected outcome. They're worried. They don't know what to do now. King of Cups, luck is on your side. Conquest, just another notch in the headboard, isn't in your nature. The Devil is here and they've missed their opportunity. They've been stopped. You did not give in to lust. Congratulations. Congratulations, King of Cups. You did not give in to the devil. So proud of you. Power of 3 failed. They failed. They're getting divorced out of your energy. They're reaching in, trying to connect to love. There's dominance here, and help me. They're receiving everything. Reciprocity is here. So there's dominance. Help me. This is the Antichrist. These are the those entities that need to sacrifice people in order to harvest the energy, in order to keep themselves from decomposing and all of that. So they're getting reciprocity of everything that they did, and that's their fate. Their fate is that everything that happened to you will happen to them. Queen of Cups, you're getting a honeymoon, and there's a community here drowning without you. They can't keep float. This is a combination. So these are hybrids. The truth has been revealed about these hybrids, and they're losing their freedom. They're being confined. They're getting everything taken from them. They're not who they said they were. They were harvesting your energy and then pretending to be you while they drove insanity and, all this terrible stuff through you. So the truth is out regarding a past cycle and a new cycle. Burned. It could be that they burned you in the past. They may have called you a witch or a devil or something in the past life or whatever. They may have burned you. Now we've got waterproof in the reverse. Whatever they did to you, they can't escape it. They're a coven of sadists with broken minds who want to fix the connection. They're in grief. They want to fix the connection to your self-love. You love yourself. They don't have any self-love. They all did their best to traumatize, brutalize, torture you many lifetimes in a row, and they still couldn't break your soul or strip love out of you. Even when the whole world was taking big craps on your head, you went inside. You might be a hermit. You might spend a lot of time alone, introspecting, getting to know yourself. So we've got schedule and bully. Whoever was bullying you, there's a schedule now. They're on a schedule for accidents and illness, injury and disease. It's what they've been putting on you. You're getting assistance, mercy, and they're stubborn. They didn't listen. They were very arrogant, and they worked to do magic on you, to destroy your love. And now they've lost you. They've lost you. They've lost the dream, and they're frightened. They're paranoid because death is knocking on their door. Death is knocking on their door. Literally, maybe. While we're live, I may as well pull one of these. There's some adjustments being made in the timeline. We do have these ones that are experiencing wrath. Now, they definitely want to come in and do a thing. They most certainly are reaching out. They definitely want to do a sacrifice, but they're getting reciprocity. Whatever they did to you is going to be done to them. There's nothing they can do. They're talking, they're wishing, they're like scheming and scamming. It's not working out. They're not going to get a relationship with you. They didn't grow. They don't offer anything. They don't serve anybody's higher good. They seek to destroy the opportunity for people's higher good, while they strip them of their value and then leave them alone, sick, right? They strip them of their energy. So their values were all about money. They leave people alone. Oh, the warrior is here, and he's got a freaking chainsaw, okay? He's got a chainsaw. The world turns. Completion of a cycle. You will be traveling soon. They left you alone without your needs. They did these illusion, this magical illusion stuff, and then they fixed it so that you never got anything that you needed. And now nobody's answering their phone call because everybody can see that you're a good moral human. It's like, why did you do that? Why did you do that? Why did you do that to a happy, good, moral, loving person? Why did you do that? Nobody's taking their calls. Happiness hater. So they were bringing chaos to the world. They were bringing chaos to the entire world. And you've got your research there. They're a bunch of weed seeds. They didn't want to settle down and be responsible. They just wanted to have a freaking party and have mad scientists, genetic experiments on all life here. They wanted to terraform the planet and then develop their own specific species that was going to be permitted to live here. Warning, the earth, unfinished business. You're coming into your reward. Well, so we got peace, and then this is sticking out, change. So there's change. Peace is coming to the earth. This is your reward, peace. We got discipline in the reverse. You're not being disciplined. You're not being disciplined. You're getting a reward. You're getting a reward because these people lack discipline. Six of Wands, because they were told that they sabotaged themselves when they tried to control or program everybody's minds. They were trying to program people to be a prostitute, program people to be an addict, program people to be a thief, program people to be angry and volatile. And then they would come in and they would drive this stuff through their mind and then play with the waters, the energies of their waters, and then kind of create this agitation and chaos within them, and then kind of push them into this. It was terrible. And the only reason I know this is because it happened to me, and I had to fight with it for over 20 years. You know, I had to be a good, moral, upright citizen, and I had to think happy thoughts because I prefer the energy of happiness, and it was terrible, I can tell you. We got service. So, victory, triumph, public recognition, they're going back into the rabbit hole. They were committed to an empty nest and destroying family trees and generational wealth. They just wanted all of that generational wealth, and they wanted to spend it now, frivolously, effing the world over. Mother Nature has them by the short hairs, and they're in a trap. They're in a trap. We've got service. You're a being of service, or the Most High God is here offering a service. There was a warning over planet Earth. They knew that what they were doing was not, it was forbidden. So the Hierophant is here looking at these triangular third wheel enemy brutalizers. They're crushed by God's wrath. They could be crushed by the wrath of this invasive species. Maybe this invasive species is receiving wrath, or maybe they're getting wrath from their higher ups. They are in disagreement. They think that they don't deserve to be neglected. They think that you should allow them to continue sucking the life out of you through a freaking straw. They're not even thankful for what they have received. Queen of Pentacles, offering security during date night. There's anxiety from these ghosts about you escaping. Unexpected outcome. They're worried. They're confused. They're like, oh no. And I've heard some feminines out there, it's just temporary. We're going to allow her to establish herself, and then we're going to flip and copycat her. So there are people out there already planning and unaliving and tormenting for a new leader out there. They are loyal to these ghosts, loyal to this invasive species, and they intend very much to smile in the face of someone and then to Judas them. We've got empathy in the reverse. You may not have any empathy for them, or maybe they're worried because you no longer give a crap. I mean, you did, what is that song? Who is that? I used to care, but things have changed. Who is that? I just looked it up. Regret. King of Cups, luck is on your side. Hit it and quit it. Another notch in the headboard just isn't in your nature. This devil has missed their opportunity. They've been stopped. They've been stopped. You have no regrets. You have nothing to regret. You stopped. You didn't get involved in this intimate encounter. There's a devil who missed their opportunity because you didn't get involved in this intimate encounter. Three of Pentacles, teamwork is in an Eight of Cups failed attempt. They're getting divorced out of your energy, and they're trying to connect, but love is saying no, big ol' and no. It could be that they're being dominated by this thing, by whatever this is. Dominance, help me. This is these people that wanted to dominate love. They're reaching out, trying to connect to love, because relationship is their main weapon of war. They got to come in, they got to get you to love them, and then they got to dominate you and sacrifice you. It's like you got to love them forever, right? You're the sacrifice. You have to love them forever because you're bound together forever, right? They're getting reciprocity. That's their fate. Could be whatever they did to you is being done to them. They got to surrender their need to control you because your courage is and strength is phenomenal. They failed. They have failed. They have failed to dominate you through sacrifice, and everything that they did to you is being done to them. I mean, I don't know about you, but in the dream space and these other Ds, 5D or 4D or whatever that is, I mean, I've taken many knives to the chest. My throat has been slit. Lots of really bad things have happened over there, you know. And it's terrible the way that they play in the energy while you're just simply trying to go to sleep and get up the next day and go earn your money so that you can support your life like a good moral human would. But in the midnight hour, you got these dead people, these walking corpses coming in looking for a harvest so that they don't freaking decompose. Imagination. Queen of Cups has got a honeymoon here. And we've got somebody's going down. We've got a drowning community of hybrids. The truth is revealed about what they've been doing or who they are. They're losing their freedom. They're being confined. They're in a mental prison. Like they're losing their clairs is what I heard in younger masculine. No clairs? So it's like this species, whatever it is, they're losing their clairs because they have been abusing those gifts and harming people, taking them out, destroying their lives. So there's a whole community that is drowning, and they might be drowning in this water wherever this invasive species is. I don't know what they're combined with, what their genetics are, you know, but they're a hybrid. They're spliced with something else, and they're drowning. And then we've got water, invasive species up there, and then we've got wrath from the Hierophant, from the Most High God. They're not in balance. They're out of balance. They're way out of balance. They want to mend the connection with you. Or maybe you have mended a connection because of your self-love, and you're leaving these ones out of balance. They can't get out of it. Like whatever they did to you is stuck on them. It's stuck on them, and it's that dance. It's that coven of sadists. Coven of sadists with broken minds. They can't get out of it. Everything they did to you, this burn, this out of balance, all this stuff, they can't do it. So because you're successful, you know there's no greater goal than to love. So you're successful, and they're afraid and they're worried about you in your purpose. Now, see, these people are guilty and envious of others. They want forgiveness. You have grown in consciousness and awareness, and you have always looked at the brighter side of life. Now, the thing about this is that they prostituted everybody, whether they did it to the physical body or the energy by itself, as you laid here single your whole freaking life, and then occasionally you have your dream lover or your masturbation dream, or you just got somebody astral projecting into your freaking room to rile you up in the dream space and then harvest that energy so that they can go do their mirror magic or their illusion magic, wearing your energetic signature. It's a sick game that was played upon humanity by this invasive species, posing as humans, twisted, and it's just not. They're not even human. They look like human, but they're not. They're not. They're this. They're this. They have to sacrifice humans in order to keep from decomposing. Or they're just a hybrid and they eat human meat, you know, because they're this water or whatever. I don't know. Take it as it resonates. You're successful. You're in your purpose. I'm going to pull one more set of cards here, I think. Let's pull these ones. I keep waiting to be you know, Scotty beam me up or something, or I keep waiting for like some portal to open, you know, and then I'll just kind of go and walk right on through and then be wherever I'm going to be in whatever universe that I wind up in. Whoa, money. They're in regret. You did your shadow work. You don't have anything to grieve. You don't have any triggers or traumas, or you're not jealous. You know, you're not angry. You've healed and forgiven everybody who might have hurt you. You've released all of that. They keep coming in trying to push the pain button, right? The emotional betrayal button and all of that. They are trying to get you into south nodes so that they can stick some stuff on you. Your warrior is coming out. Everything that they're doing to you is seen. Their values are all about money. They're nothing like you. And they're not all about relationships that serve the higher good. They're disappointed. They could be sick. They're coming after the money. It's all about money for them. And you got somebody here saying, hey, completion of the cycle. You're traveling soon. They didn't meet your needs. They sucked out all the life and all the energy out of you, and they used it in mirror magic. And now everybody can see them as a prideful, egotistical hoe bag, and they've turned their ringers off. They're not talking to these people because they see that you're a good moral human, that you're happy, that you like to help people, and you got these people being so damn mean to you, and you didn't do anything. You're a young woman, or you will be. Maybe you'll be restored to being a young woman because of all the time, lifetime after lifetime that they stole from you. Centuries. With this aggression, this chaos. You know, I don't doubt it. This could be one of those water lizards or whatever that crashed to the earth centuries ago and then decided to body snatch everybody. To eat of the tree of life, you know, the sons and the daughters of Eden, you know, were of that genetic family tree of God, and these ones decided they were going to chow down on the energy and the flesh, and it was forbidden. And they tainted all of this food supply to make it look like all of the humans were doing it. Hey, everybody's doing it, all of us, you know, so that they could get you rejected. It was manipulation, 100%. So they're not disciplined. They have no discipline. They're not willing to settle down or be responsible. You've done your research. You've gathered firsthand testimony and experience, lifetime after lifetime, relationship after relationship, and you've logged all of those betrayals and crimes that were committed against you. You presented them to the Most High God, and He's delivering wrath to this invasive species that tried to exterminate His family. There was a warning. They were warned, and they're being warned. The earth is warning them. Mother Earth and the animals are all coming out to devour them. Most High God said that they're going to be the new fodder. They've been feeding on everybody, and now it's their turn to give it back. You're going to come into a reward, unfinished business. Somebody is sighing. They're sad. They're sad that you're coming into your reward. They will try to take it from you. But you've got a Six of Wands victory here, public recognition, and they're going back into that rabbit hole that they crawled out of. They were committed to an empty nest. They had no intentions of improving their lineage. They did not want to procreate and improve upon the genetics of their lineage. They only wanted to devour the light of God's family, this other species that looks human, but it's not. Mother Nature is pecking, tearing out their hairs, tearing out their eyeballs. They fell into a trap. So they came after a person, or maybe God is here in service to humanity, and we've got prison. So God is here. These ones fell into a trap. God is here in service to humanity. These people are going to prison. Absolutely. And I don't know that they're people. I don't know what their other species is, but they've been feeding on the divine feminine. And they have no gratitude whatsoever. The daughters of Eden was mentioned the other day. Look, and we've got consistency in the reverse. They were not consistent. It's like these are actors. Like they would put on the mask, do the illusion. They would be like, oh, I'm so-and-so. And then they might be able to copycat or mimic it perfectly. But then they're done with their role. They're done with the little skit. And then they wander off set and they go smoke their crack or participate in an orgy or whatever. And it's pretty obvious that they're not the role they were playing, right? they're not consistent. And they don't have gratitude for anything. They're very disgruntled. See, the people who have actually earned the reward, the people who are actually full of love, are grateful for even this horror because they found out about themselves. And all of the seeds that the Most High God planted within them, in their garden, sprouted. So these folks are mad. They didn't see that coming. They thought for sure you would just disappear. Your foe. Your foe is protesting the wrath of God. Isn't that something? They're protesting the wrath of God. They're receiving the wrath of God because they devoured his family and nearly exterminated their family by genetically splicing them and altering them with these mad scientists and forced breeding programs. These, 5 layers down into the deep, right? So you've got Queen of Pentacles grounded. She is offering security regarding date night. We've got anxiety from these ghosts because they don't know what's going to happen next. You have escape. And let me look at that word again. Escape. Yeah, you've escaped the underground realm. You've escaped the underground realm. You've escaped the realm of these ghosts that were like 5 layers down into the underground. This is an unexpected outcome. They thought they were going to trap you there forever in that little hellhole and that they were going to be able to eat on you for eternity. They have no empathy. And we've got merchant. You might not even care. Like, this is an unexpected outcome. You might not even care about this merchant or about what it is that's going to happen there. Whatever wrath God is delivering. King of Cups has no regrets. This devil missed their opportunity because hit it and quit it just wasn't part of King of Cups' nature. He's about love. King of Cups is genuinely about love. So the devil got stopped in their tracks. 3 of Pentacles, this power of 3 is in an 8 of Cups disappointment. They got divorced out of your energy. And they're reaching, trying to connect, but love is eluding them. Love doesn't want to have anything to do with them because love knows that they've been dominating them and sacrificing them to this black freaking shadow demon that's been eating their soul. So now they're getting reciprocity. They're going to have to go experience the path, that they were trying to steal from you. All of this reward that you have gained, they wanted it so badly. Now they got to go walk the walk. And you know what? One of the things that, they unalived a person. And the last thing they said, it must have been a person of value, somebody like a judge or somebody, because they said, practice what you preach. And you did. You did. They left you there with nothing in the dark, five layers down. And then they started casting mirror magic, harvesting your energy and pretending to be you. And now nobody wants to take their call because it's obvious that they're a liar. They have failed here and it's a surprise. There's a surprise coming up out of the water. So you've got this invasive species in the water. It's been snacking on the mind and the womb of power of humanity and all of that good stuff. And yeah, it's coming up. It's coming up. They've been sacrificing humanity. Queen of Cups there's a honeymoon here, and we've got a whole community of folks that are going under. They're going under. The truth has been revealed about them. They're hybrids. They've been spliced with an animal. Like, this was from the fly. So the guy got in there to do something, and there was a fly in there, so he became bound to the genetics of that fly, right? And that's kind of what's happening here. The truth is revealed. These are intelligent animals, and they're being confined. They're being confined from thought. They're in a mental prison. They're being confined from thought. They can no longer tap in to anybody with clairs. They're losing all of their clairs because they misuse them in order to torture people, trap them, and then to deceive them into a life of trauma and sacrifice and all this stuff. Every nasty thing that they did to humanity will be done to them. Ace of Swords is here. The truth closed out the old cycle, and it is opening up the new cycle. We've got burned. They burned you before. They hurt you real bad before, and now everything that they did to you is coming back on them, and it's not waterproof. It's gonna stick, and it's gonna stick hard. This is a coven of sadists with broken minds. Their minds are broken, and everything that they did to you is coming back on them. They're in grief over pet cemetery. It's like these pets that they sacrificed or whatever are coming and attacking them in their dreams. They want to fix the connection with you and your love because they have no balance. You're their temperance angel, but they lost their dream come true when they decided that they were going to just eat you and refuse to let you live and be of service. So that's it. Look, they're not your friend. They're not your friend, and you're not offering any services to them. So you're not going to help them. You're not helping them. And what is this? The Lord. Says the Lord. Says the Lord. You will not give it back. They will not take from you ever again. They're not your friend, and you're not offering them services. Let them be within their imbalance, and let them experience all of these animals that they raised from the dead. They did these genetic experiments on. Look at that. They raised them from the dead. And did you see Pet Cemetery? What happened to those pets that were raised from the dead? Yeah. Well, now it looks like they're in their dreams. They're in their dreams. And it could be cold wherever they're at. And they're pissed. They're pissed. Somebody's got to go to the doctor. The room card for me is about the mental body. So they might have to go to a mental health doctor. They're in sorrow. They might be making a journey. Somebody may have made a journey. They may have crossed over into the spiritual realm. This prideful person was faithful to bringing misfortune to the house. Yeah. The enemy had hope of being seen as a gift, of obtaining your gifts. And there's conversation happening here. Everybody's happy that the lie has been exposed regarding this thief. They're in despair. And they need consolation. They're praying because death is upon them. The wrath of God is upon them. They listened to this old lady, these pleasure seekers, and they decided to go to war with the earth angels, or those who had their wings, those who were ascended angels, masters. Take it as it resonates. The wife of the Lord. They attacked the wife of the Lord for a fortune. And they were real happy, this scholar. And now they're sad because you were innocent and you're getting married. There is a union here and they're sick about it. They got a letter. It's making them sick. There's a service here. Service, lover, priest, sweetheart, messenger, widower. This priest sacrificed this sweetheart. They sacrificed the Lord's wife. They were supposed to protect her, guide her, guard her, and instead they brutalized her bad. They're getting the wrath of God. They're going to get screwed. They're going down. They're going down, down, down. They're waiting. So you might be waiting for this reunion. These little shits, you don't have any empathy for them because they were trying to sell the Lord's wife to the merchant as a slave, just like they have so many other people. And it looks to me, or it sounds to me like in the other realms, these slaves, they're being freed. There's clemency, so that they're being freed from these traps that the ghosts kind of drove them into, and that they were deceitfully convicted of by a corrupt justice system that had been that had this intelligent animal as a supreme justice or whatever, man. They're getting confined. They could be in a mental thing. Yeah, that was yesterday's read or whatever. Yesterday's read. This is a planetary thing. And so we should be almost done. It's like every day you've escaped. well, it always makes me feel better when I see these. I hope that it makes you feel better too. That's the intention of sharing these with you. I used to do it by myself, you know, because Spirit guided me to kind of use this tool to kind of make sense out of everything. And then, you know, after about a year, I decided that maybe I should share it with you because it helped me so much that maybe it could help you too. Just kind of settle the uneasiness of what is going on. And so I do hope that that is the result of my effort. And I hope that you enjoyed the read and that you have a pleasant night and a happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Truly, I hope that you get along with everybody that you are in this celebration with, and that you have some good, nourishing food. Please remember to bless it and to make sure that you kind of pray away any negativity that might have been accidentally or purposely put there. Alrighty, everybody. Stay safe. Be happy, healthy, whole. See you on the next one. Bye, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, God is a man. Thanks, everybody. I'll go back through the transcripts and check out your messages. I appreciate you all. Bye.